What's going on, guys? Zach RC here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to F1 2021 Breaking Point, and it's time for the start of the 2021 F1 season, episode number 7 here. I've been really enjoying this series so far. I hope you guys have been too. If you have been enjoying it, make sure to subscribe and smash the like button to get more content from me. It's 2021, a new season, the possibility of a fresh start for Casper Akkerman and AlphaTauri. Following the unceremonious end to the team's chance in the 2020 season, both driver and team are looking to deliver a strong start at the season opener in Melbourne.
Here we are then, another season of Formula One racing is upon us. Some teams confident following pre-season, whilst others still looking for answers. Let's see what the future holds for them as qualifying gets underway here in Melbourne. So, Aiden Jackson in 9th, but AlphaTauri still hopeful the youngster can secure a decent position for them. Let's see how he gets on here. Teammate Casper Akkerman didn't make it through to Q3, narrowly missing out by just
13 milliseconds. You did all you could. If I went out second today, I would have those 13 milliseconds back, no problem. Why do they keep sending me out first?
11th isn't the end of the world, Casper. You'll make those places back.
Yeah, for sure. But I shouldn't have to.
So by the looks of things, Aiden Jackson is taking priority at the moment, and Casper Akkerman has sort of been left behind. He's been forced to go out second in qualifying, and that's why he's starting P11 on the grid. We've got a call coming in. It's from Zoe, Casper's wife, so we're going to answer that.
Zoe, hey.
Morning, Daddy.
Lily, you know it's not morning where Daddy is, right?
Mummy says you're on the other side of the world.
And that's right. Daddy is in Australia. I'm upside down.
Then why don't the cars fall off?
Mommy can explain that. Can I speak to her?
Don't fall off, Daddy.
I won't, Lily. Promise.
Hey, qualifying not so good, huh?
They sent me out first.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, some of your best races were coming from midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah. Besides, I thought you loved a challenge. Lils, off the table. Now, it's breakfast time. I should go.
Sure.
You'll be great. You always are. Love ya.
Love you too.
Well, that was honestly one of the most adorable things I've heard in quite a while, because of course that was Casper Akkerman's daughter Lily, who was on the phone there when he was meant to be on the phone to Zoe. Anyway, looking through the emails now, just a couple one from Franz Toss, the boss, hoping that the hard work we've put in of pre-season pays off. One from our PR agent Lois, so we're just talking about the Mexico incident and how we're trying to make it die down essentially. Got another one coming in from our race engineer, who weirdly is the exact same engineer as Aiden's, but we move on from that. Drag conditions all around for the race. And then we've got Lucas Weber, who's also sent us another email, just saying he's still there and wants to meet up for coffee or something. So hopefully we'll do it after the race. But of course our main focus is on the Grand Prix, so we're going to jump right into that. And hopefully it's going to be a really interesting one to start off the 2021 F1 season. With tensions from last year looking set to continue into this season, Casper Akkerman pushes on onwards during the inaugural race of the 2021 Championship. Australian Grand Prix, mid-race.
Something's not right.
Understood, Casper. We're on it.
It's the gearbox. I've lost the gear.
Push on, Casper. We're assessing. Just push on best you can.
I'll try.
Well, jumping right into Casper's shoes here for the first time, and it appears we've already been hit with some kind of error. There's a gearbox failure that looks like we've lost 7th gear, and that could be costly for us late on this Australian Grand Prix. The objective here is to finish the race whilst managing the fault. I definitely think we can do that, but we want to try and get some points out today. Fortunately, we started just behind Lance Stroll, who's on the medium tyres, so it's hard to go him going down this home straight. To the right-hand side we pull. Right now the gearbox isn't too much of an issue. We managed to sweep past him, and that's us up into the points. Bit reckless there going through turn 1. The curve's a bit from wide as a result in turn 2. Down straight we come, and it's still Stroll who's hanging us all the way there. We're staying right there on the inside, going into the right-hand side to hold up that line. Moving on now to lap 12, we've still got Stroll right behind us. We have to be really careful here as we come down this next straight, because the gearbox slowing us down. Stroll's a little bit closer to the move. He goes to the inside, but quickly has to back out of it, going into the chicane. We've run on the grass a little bit there. We've had to slow up, gone over the curve a bit. Stroll's on the left-hand side. We managed to get past him. The gearbox still being a problem for us, because we're losing that crucial time that he's gaining, because he doesn't have any issues with his gearbox. We're still managing to stay ahead of him though, so we're doing a good job.
Our gap to the car in front
Moving
is
on now to lap 14,
2.9
on lap
seconds.
13. We got a bit of damage there. I never actually realised we had on the front wing. I don't actually remember picking that up, but regardless, we move on. Still holding off Stroll, who's about a fifth of a second behind us, going down through the second sector. Of course, moving down these longer straights, the gearbox really becomes an issue because losing 7th gear like that at high speed is definitely costing us some valuable time. You see how much Stroll closes in there going towards the chain. We've gone way wide there and Stroll's managed to get past us, and that was really scary for me when I was recording this because I'm not very good at Australia. It's not really one of my best tracks, and I often run wide there at that corner, so I'll find myself spinning out there. So when we did that, I thought it was a lot. We managed to keep the car. We've gone wide again, so we're making left mistakes left, right, and centre. We've gone for a very aggressive dive bomb there on Stroll, actually banging wheels there, but we've managed to come away with the position. It was very aggressive driving, moving on now towards the final lap of the Grand Prix. Not much really happened on this final lap either, other than Ocon closing in. Verstappen's won the race. We're going to try and hold on through these last couple of corners here. Stroll's still 0.4 seconds behind us. That gap is increasing then decreasing again, so we just keep going back and forth here. Through the last couple of corners, it does look like we're going to hold on, provided there are no mistakes in this last corner. Through that last corner we've gone way wide, we've hit the wall for good measure, we've dropped even more parts of our front wing, but we've still managed to hold on to take P10 in our first race, controlling Casper Akkerman at braking point.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Well, what's happened there to Casper Akkerman? Still managed to finish, but that's got to be frustrating, Ant.
Yeah, looks like maybe it was a gearbox fault, which is always a blow for the driver. Ackerman won't be happy, but I'd say he's done very well in the circumstances.
Well, this isn't the start he would have wanted after last season. Let's hope things pick up for him. Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it. So, not a great race out there for you today, Casper. Can you talk us through what happened?
Well, it was clearly an issue with the gearbox. Not a great place to be as a driver, but we'll work on it, I'm sure.
Well, despite obvious vehicle difficulty, you still managed to finish. How hard is it to bring it over the line when facing such issues?
Well, this is where experience comes in. You just have to switch off. Be mindful, but try and ignore what is going on around you. To concentrate only on the problem at hand, and hope for the best.
While it's an unfortunate start to this season, last season was muddied by a tense relationship with your teammate. How are things now with you and Aiden?
No comment. Aiden is focusing on Aiden. I'm concentrating on me this season. It's that simple.
Thank you for your time.
So much for a fresh start. Mechanical issues hamstring Akkerman at the Australian Grand Prix as his bad luck from the previous season continues. Australian Grand Prix post-race. Alright, so moving back into the hub again. Problems for Akkerman down under. Gearbox fault hinders Casper's performance. I think we did okay there, considering the issues we had. It was still very unfortunate that we had to jump right into the race there with that issue, and we had to get used to it very quickly, but yeah, not too bad a start in our first rank as Casper here, and now we're just quickly scrolling through the social media. Not really much to talk about here other than the fact that everyone's just talking about Casper Ackerman's gearbox failure, which, like I said, was very unfortunate. We've got a couple of emails coming in one from Jeff, one from Brian, and the other one from Lucas afterwards. So Jeff saying great work and salvaging some points from that very frustrating situation. We're always annoyed about you as you are with that gearbox. Brian gives an email saying Jeff's probably contacted you, we're looking into that gearbox. See it at the debrief, so no doubt we'll talk about it there. And Lucas Faber saying, I take it you saw the interview with Butler. No idea what he's on about there. I didn't actually have a look. He's just trying to wind you up. The man's a troll. So we're going to have a look at that. So Devon's had an interview with Trackside, so saying, obviously it's hard to say what kind of a challenge our key rivals can muster over the coming months, but all I can say to them is clock's ticking, folks. With that, Devon tapped his watch with a grin before I pushed him further on who he classed as close competition. If he'd asked me last season, I'd have said AlphaTauri, but I'm not so sure. Good drivers, but just can't get their act together, so we're going to have to show him what's what in the next few races. But guys, that's where we'll go end it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned, turn on notifications for more great F1 2021 content, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys, and goodbye.